Hi, this is Dick Morris. You know, Congressman Peter King is holding hearings this week on the issue of the radicalization of the Muslim community and its potential to be a base for terrorism in the United States. Now, a lot of people, including the editorial board of the New York Times, have misunderstood why Congressman King is doing this, and I wanted to give you my take on it. Obviously, the overwhelming majority of Muslims are anti-terrorist, loyal Americans, and not at all a petri dish for the terrorists. But equally obviously, most of the terrorist attacks are committed by radical Muslims. There are some anti-abortionists and some white supremacists and some others, but basically it's at this point a Muslim phenomenon. And there is a concerted effort going on from the Muslim community by the radical imams to convert the American Muslim community into a breeding ground and a base for terrorists. Now, they failed totally, which is why we've unearthed so many of their plots, because loyal Muslim Americans call us and tell us about it, and the FBI closes them down, and goodness knows we want that to continue. But what's going on is that in about 3/4 of the mosques, Sharia law is taught in much the same way that in a Hebrew school, Hebrew is taught in the Jewish religion, or that in a Christian school you'll have a Bible study class. And it's adjacent to the religious instruction. But Sharia law is not the Talmud, and it's not Bible studies. It includes jihad, the call for extermination of non-believers. It calls for degrading and treating women as chattel, and all kinds of nasty stuff. And what is going on is, under the guise of educating young Muslims about Sharia law, there is active recruiting involved of terrorism. And that's why with each of the terror attacks by Muslims, we can trace it right back to a given mosque and a given imam who spawned that, from the blind Egyptian cleric to the guy who mentored the Fort Hood shooter. And it's to get at that network that King is holding his hearings. It's not the average Muslim. It's to understand what's going on. Now, about 1/4 of the mosques, this is a study by Frank Gaffney at the Center for Security Policy, there is no issue of teaching as Sharia. It's just a worshiping institution where they pray to God and God bless them. But in 3/4 of them, there is an overt Sharia compliance effort, if you will, and that's what Congressman King's hearings are all about. Thanks for listening.